Another fun, easy, quick, patriotic DIY. All right, so I have this reform from Spring Easter, but they do sell the small ones at Dollar Tree, but why not repurpose one that I already have? So I'm just going to cut the ears off of this. It is real easy. You just rock back and forth and it'll come off. Mine is broken, but that's okay because you won't see it. So then I have ribbon from the Dollar Tree and some other ribbon too. I'm going to use this ribbon because I just like the color. I like kind of like the burlap twine kind of thing on the side there because it goes with the other ribbon from the Dollar Tree. So I'm just measured out how long I wanted it folded, and then I'm just cutting pieces along that size. I'm just using the first piece that I cut to measure out the rest of the pieces. And then you'll just take, fold it in half and kind of fold it together and then zip tie it. You can use twisty ties, but you just wanted to tie it to the reform. I'm going in on the second ring of my reform. I'm not going to touch the bottom ring, but you can make this fuller. You can do a whole lot of different things with this, but I'm just going to go around, and because these are going to space out, and I'm going to do another layer over it, I'm just going to space these out some. I'm not going to fill it in all the way around. So I'm just going to take and attach them all with the zip ties, and the zip ties don't match, but that's okay because that is going to be covered up later. And then once I go all the way around with it, getting them, how I feel it looks good. It didn't take that many either. It took about 4 or 5 for each section of these. So you don't need that many. It took less than the whole pack of ribbon to do this. So you can do this with a bigger reform though, and it will probably take, more. But once I was done doing that, you can just cut the tails of the zip ties off. And you can leave yours like that, like especially if you like a cute little rough edge. But I just did a little peak on mine, but you can cut it on an angle. You can cut them so many different ways. And then I have this ribbon from the Dollar Tree. I'm not going to fold this one. I'm going to cut it just the length that I want, but just still attach them the same kind of way that I attached the other ones to the reform. And I'm going to go in on the first ring of this reform. If you don't want this many rings, you can too cut those off just like you cut off the bunny ears. And then again, I'm giving it the peaks. I'm going to alternate these. So this one has like little stars, and then I have one with stripes and stars from the Dollar Tree. These are both from the Dollar Tree. And then I'm just going to alternate them. They're not all the same size. I cut some shorter, some longer, just so that it had just that, rough kind of look, but I did alternate the pattern. Then once I was done with that, I cut those off too, and then I'm just adding this ribbon. I got this ribbon from Michael's, and it came in this pack. So there's red, white, and blue all on the same thing. So I'm just cutting those again on a folded length of how long I want it. And I'm just going to tie those on to the first ring of the ribbon and then just lay them cute. I'm not going to cut the ends of those. Once I'm done, I'm just going to leave it, but I am alternating between red, white, and blue just so that the colors aren't next to each other for those right there. And then that is done. I didn't worry about the inside because I was going to cover it with rope. I was going to do 2 layers of rope, but then when I went to do it, I realized I didn't have enough rope. So I'm just going to go in with the ribbon that is on the bottom because you really don't see it. So it'll kind of bring it back out. So I'm just going to hot glue that on. If you're going to be using this outside or something, I would just tack it down with some thread, you know. Once I got to where it closed off, I just folded it so it didn't have that rough edge. And then I just folded around the back and glued that down too. You want to do that in sections because you'll need to do it in sections. And then I had this reform from the Dollar Tree also. So it's like a little pinwheel. I spray painted that red. And then I have this from Michael's. It broke. I glued it together with some wood glue. But I guess when I clamped it, it gave it a little curve. So that has a little curve, but they usually come flat. I'm going to take it. I'm going to put 2 coats of navy paint on. I've been using the lighter blue, but I like the navy blue for this one because it goes better with the ribbon. So I'm just going to first attach this wreath to the other wreath form. So I'm just doing that again with zip ties. So you just want to lay it where you want it to be. And then you can attach it with some zip ties. I just did a few, but you can do more. And then I flipped it back over. And then I'm going to just attach the wood piece to that. I'm just going to use some hot glue to attach mine. You can use a stronger glue, but the hot glue worked out just fine for what I was doing. And that was really it. You can attach a little hook to the top to give it just another little detail, but you can hang this just fine on a reform. On a reef hook with the pinwheel. And this is how it came out. Hope you enjoyed. Make sure to follow That So Trendy DIY on YouTube, on Facebook, and on all other social media platforms.